So the first step in making grape jelly or jam is to collect your grapes. So we're on our grapevines and we are just snipping them all off the vine. We'll need between 3 and 5 pounds to make the jam today. Okay, so we just came in after picking our Concord grapes for our jam, and our next step is just to take the grapes off the stems. So we're going to do that right now. We need a total of 8 cups of Concord grapes to make the jam, and we have way more than enough, so we'll be making lots of jam this weekend. I've enlisted Julia to help with the jam process today. As many hands make light work.
We finished picking our 8 cups of grapes from the stems, and now we're going to wash them.
Yep, great. So we can pour them in the strainer, and we'll go to the sink and wash them. Okay, we've washed our grapes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to separate the skins from the pulp inside. And all you do to do that is squeeze it. You want to make sure you get all the juice. We're putting the pulp in this pot and the skins in this pot. Julia's going to help me because it is a little bit of a tedious process, but the skins come off nicely. Okay, so we are almost finished separating the skins from the grape innards, I guess the pulp. It's looking good. There's all the skins. And there's the inside. You want to make sure you get all that juice as well as the insides. So your grape jam will taste delicious. Next, we're going to bring the skins to the stove and add a half a cup of water. You want to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat and simmer it for 15 to 20 minutes. The innards will also be brought to a boil and will simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes until they lose shape. The innards lose their shape, and then we'll come back. And this is what the innards look like when they're cooked down. Okay, the next step is to put the innards, after you've cooked them down, into this strainer. And the reason we do this is to remove all the seeds. So Julie is going to use the wood, I don't know if it's a mallet, and she's going to try to get the juice out and leave the seeds in. Seeds are very bitter, so you don't want them in their jam. I'm going to get some more, Julia. There's some coming out. There's a lot of seeds left in the bottom of this pot, which is nice. Keep going. Straight right through the holes. If you can see, it's all coming out. The innards are coming out, but the seeds are staying in. That's good. Now we're going to add the skins. The skins with the innards to the big pot. Get all the skins. and the innards. And we're going to mix with 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then we'll bring all of this to a boil. And then add our sugar and our pectin. 1, 2, 3. Meanwhile, I'm sterilizing the pots, or the jars, to put the jam in. So now we'll just bring this to a boil, and we'll show you the next step. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 package of pectin and bring it to a frothy boil. We're going to boil it until it starts to get frothy, stirring constantly. Then we're going to add the sugar. This recipe called for 5 cups of sugar. So we're going to add that in. And again, we're going to stir it until it gets frothy again. And boil it, I mean, until it gets frothy again. Stirring constantly so it doesn't burn at the bottom. Okay, and cut it. You want to bring it to a full rolling boil and let it boil like this for 1 minute. And our last step is to ladle the delicious jam into the jars, leaving about 1/4 inch at the top. Oh, and actually I have a funnel for this, which will make it a lot easier. And you want to be careful to make sure that you take care of the rims. I'm going to wipe all those rims. Next, you lower your jars into your canning pot, and you make sure that they're covered with at least 1 inch of water on top. We're going to bring it to a slow boil. Okay, after our cans have boiled for 10 minutes, they're ready to be removed from the pot. Slowly pull them out. And lay them on the towel. Okay, so you pick them up like this with my jar holder. Like I said, we're hoping to hear them pop. That means there is a seal.